Let me see. The male with no name. You don't bother to back up any of your false claims. He just insults and goes on a rampage, not pointing out and refuting how you're wrong. I think I actually did back up my claims with analogies, you know, metaphor.
None of them, excuse me, none of them relevant to the real world. The little tip falls out of my electronic cigarette now and then. It's really stupidly made. Chinese, you know. Anyway, don't have laws, I guess, against sucking little plastic things into your lungs. So anyway, yeah, we might as well keep going.
Did back it up with some, you know, some logic where I was like, okay, you know, I have my life. My life is my own. If you assume that I own my life, if you start with that basic assumption, any money that I earn...
No, if you start with the basic assumption that you're born into a civilization that's built around a whole bunch of infrastructure and where there's this concept of fairness floating around, that all human sentient life, all rational beings have some sort of obligation to. That's the more rational premise, I think, Tubby.
Earn is earned through the investment of time, which is finite. My time and effort is invested, and I get paid for it. Therefore...
Again, you're talking about a scenario that just is completely irrelevant. You're talking about people who worked 300 years ago, or you're talking about money acquired through slavery, or you're talking about, you know, we're not going to go back and examine the trail of every inherited dollar. That would be silly to go find the original guy and say, okay, well, I've just inherited the value of the round wheel. I mean, come on, that is just bullshit. Let's talk about the assholes who now are given ownership of the economy. They don't pass any kind of test. They don't acquire any kind of license. They're just giving it as a matter of birthright. Let's examine that notion. It is preposterous. We wouldn't do it with driver's licenses. We don't do it with the right to play Major League Baseball. We don't do it with anything in this civilization whatsoever. It is stupid.
The stuff that I have received for the investment of my time is a representation of that time, which is my life, you know. And so, yeah, if you follow that train of logic, it's a logical, it's an ontological thing.
No, it isn't. Like I said, all we have to do is change the rules of baseball. We just change the rule and say, okay, you can inherit your right to play Major League Baseball from your father. And then we'll just pay attention to the fact, well, Mark McGwire did hit a bunch of home runs, so therefore we'll allow all his progeny forever and ever to play Major League Baseball. That would be fucking ludicrous. That's what our capitalism is doing right now. It is fucking ludicrous. It's that fucking simple, fathead.
Premise, conclusion. You know? You say you're not going to get in a debate with him, yet you still respond to him. That's another problem. I was not responding to him. I was responding to the entire concept, the discussion at large about inheritance, and throwing my 2 cents.
Yeah, whatever. You're going to make these silly distinctions. It's just fucking goddamn silly.
I was not responding specifically to Amendum. I don't care about what he thinks. He's wrong, and I'm just trying to point out
so you'll make an accusation
of the issue and how I think that he...
Yeah, well, that's really, really classy. You'll say somebody else is wrong, and then you'll just cop out and say, but I'm not going to address why they are wrong, or he is wrong. I'm going to talk about something else. I'm going to talk about fluffy clouds over there. I'm not going to talk about why he's wrong and prove that he's wrong. No, instead, I'm just going to talk fucking shit, because you're a big, giant turd, and so you just talk fucking shit.
And other people who think like him are wrong. But I'm not going to watch his videos and listen to him rant and call people names and stuff. It's not worth my time.
Right, well then you lose the right to make commentary. If you're not willing to watch what you're going to commentate on, then you really lose the right to open your big fat mouth with your big fat opinion. You really have to endure the horror. I mean, I've endured the horror of watching 2 of your lousy, crappy, shitty videos. Alright, and now I have the right to commentate on the integrity of your fucking argument. And your argument fucking sucks.
I actually skipped through the video I was responding to in the first place.
Right, so you're going to admit that you have no integrity. You have no right to have to express an opinion. You won't even listen to what you're going to on the subject you're going to opine on. I mean, you can't get any more despicable than that. Should I just look at your big, fat, ugly face and I'll just make a 40-minute or 50... I'll just talk for hours and hours about what a jackass and an idiot you are. Well, now, I won't do that because that would make me an idiot. Idiot.
Anyway, I'm running out of time here, but, just honestly, I don't really care what you think, Gary. I really don't. You're an angry, delusional person, and you...
Again, you're going to have to, you can call me angry, that's fine. Yeah, I'm angry because jackasses like you have ruined the world. So yeah, so that makes me angry. Now you're going to say I'm delusional, then why don't you list the delusions? And the zero-sum thing, you haven't made this argument, you haven't proven whatsoever that money is not